Morning, good evening, good evening, good evening, good afternoon. One of them. Hello. I'm actually on time this time. So we are back again with the whimsical, magical little world that's popped into my head, and I'm somehow trying to get it out of my head into real life because of characters and D&D and sparkles liking cute things. So I'm not sure. I'm still not sure how to do any of what I'm about to do. But I might as well tell you what I'm going to try and do. Since I have cut out this, can even be seen on camera. No, that does help. Good evening, Ali. How are you? Thank you for coming in. So since I've cut out this layer, which is the seabed layer. And good evening, Twisted. Thank you as well for also coming in. And two very early birds. Thank you. So, yeah, we've done the seabed, but I can't really. I need to, even though I'm building up in layers, the seabed and the ground layer are the same kind of layer as far as building is concerned. Because once I've put the dock on, which is that the right, I hope that's the right way around. That should be the really snug fit. Yep, excellent. There are going to be shells painted in this fashion, all the way along the shoreline, pretty much covering up all the rough, nasty, horrible edging that's actually there. That's the idea. So I've still got a few of those to paint up, so I've got enough to actually cover the full shoreline. And I think this is enough. I think I measured it out roughly to this much, and if we can get it right, I think I can get it so that it holds I can get them to hold the dock up as well, or look like they're holding the dock up, but I'm not sure if it was the right ones. A lot of dry fitting is going to be involved in this, so it's why I wish to do it before I paint them. Or was it the small one that went in there? It might have been the small one that went in there. And then, yeah, one of the big ones pretty much covers the final section. So it does work. I just got to paint a lot of them. No, I must be missing one. I must be missing a small one because it's almost enough to do the complete shoreline. Let's move this temporarily so we can have a look. So it will eventually have something. That is nice to hear, Twisted, because it's been a while you've had that, I think. Now, silly me's took the camera off, so now I've got to try and put it back on. There we go. Now try and position it so it actually matches direction. So along with painting them and scuffing up and actually making this look a little bit more worn, that all comes in with this. And I can't do anything with this lot until I have a wall here to be able to build against. So before I even start that lot, I've got to set a bit of gluing going. Now there's two ways I can think about doing this. These not good when I get given choices, is it? I have reasonably thin-ish card, but thick enough for desired purposes, because I only need to be something there that I can attach glue to. The support's going to be coming elsewhere. I need one of each blocks at the end of this circle or quarter circle, and then run the card around the edge so I can build up to it. Problem is, measuring that is a pain in the ass. So here we go. There's two ways you can go about it. I could just glue them straight to it and then fold the card around it, glue it to them, and cut it out afterwards. But that seems like a real pain in the ass to me. I mean, a lot of faffing around with things that are misshapen and not good. So, first of all, we make it into a piece of card that's small enough to actually use. And we take said quarter circle. Good evening, buzzers. How are you tonight, mate? Are you blowing heads off on Battlefield, or are you chilling and relaxing in other manners? Well, I try and figure out if this is going to work. Right. If I start with it there at that corner and start drawing up, so I know that's my starting-ish point. And as long as I keep kind of drawing along it as I, and here's the thing, trying to rotate the tip level so I've got a measurable line is a bit of a pain in the ass, but it's about the only way I can think of to do it right now. Problem is that line's also fucking curved now. Bollocks. Why don't I think of that way earlier? If I do that instead, and then mark it there, and mark it there, that gives me the measurement. Right, there we go, that solves that problem. Tea and biscuits? Ah, you've got biscuits. I'm going to start on biscuits. I wanted a biscuit earlier and couldn't get one. Not the one that I wanted anyway. Right, measuring device. Right. Well, let's try and be precise. Things are in the way. Ali, you're not on the bar, love. Sorry, Chuck, but you're not on the bar tonight. There is no bar in here. It's a bring your own kind of vibe rather than having a bar. Right, now my keyboard's in the way of. You just go out of that way a minute. So I can hopefully measure this and find out it is 28.5 centimeters. And I know I need it to be however big this is, which is 5.1 plus point. Is it 5.1? No, 5.2. So it needs to be 5.7 tall. So it needs to be 28.5 inches long and 5.7. Pencil. Centimeters. Right, so I need a square that big. That's going to be fun. So So I need to make sure it's definitely within an area that I can do. So that. And then I can make sure that is nice and straight. Okay. I want to need 5.7. Make sure that's flat along that. And 5.7. Goddamn right, any rulers. They really do suck sometimes. I don't like right-handed rulers. You just like do inches on one side and centimeters on the other, and like do it the same ways both ways. So one's there and one's there. Would it hurt you really? No, bloody wouldn't. Will you do it? No. Why? Because you know it. So as long as that's that base, well, no spot. That base is nice. I'm slightly heartbroken about some of the pieces that you've used to make it, but I can't do much about that. Like I said, it's just 3D printed stuff and not the actual original casting of. So yeah, them two edges can just be. As long as it's lined up. So I can draw it along it. That can just be. I thought it could. Did I line it up right? I don't think I lined it up right. Damn it. No, it is. For some reason it was a slight off kilter by about a millimetre. That's not good. But still, the lucky thing is I should be able to cut that out with scissors. Good evening, Lee. It's been crappy all day, to be quite honest, Ali, the weather. The weather was absolutely hoofing it down this morning. The river outside my house, practically. It was a very unpleasant day. So before I go in the kitchen and get the scissors to cut that out, I'm going to glue that onto there and put the 1, 2, 3 blocks onto it so I can then proceed to do other things. Such as glue them onto where they need to go on there and then put the card on and trim the card down. I hope it all goes out smoothly. I really do. And while I'm waiting for glue to dry, I can paint shells black. It's a fun stream tonight, isn't it? I know, so exciting. So exciting. Right, which way around? I want to do that way around. So I've got the, yeah. That one to be as close to there as I can get it. And this one to be as close to, pardon me, yeah, close to this one. So when I glue the card to it, it can glue to these as well as to the rim of the white foam core. It doesn't have to be perfectly level, but I'd like it to be at least relatively level. Where's the where have I put my other 1, 2? There it is. There's the other 1, 2, 3. Right, do that. Now I need to go get scissors. I didn't think about scissors. At the moment, I am building the foundations for the first cutout into the big tree. That's what I'm building, Lee. It's gonna be hard. So I need a pair of scissors to do it. I forgot to get. So. That one's probably that one. Chattering momentarily. I was as quick as I could to get a pair of scissors. So, right, the right-handed scissors and I'm left-handed, so this isn't a good start anyway. Just so you all know. But it's safer than me using a blade or a... So... We're going for safety first. And we're cutting through. But I'm being careful and paying attention and looking. So I'm sorry this bit doesn't get to come on the actual camera. Because I've got glue drying. I've got glue drying. And this is going to become part of that glue drying. Knowing me, I've just completely worked all measurements. As long as it actually covers the open area, I'm okay, because it's going to get a large block underneath in the middle, kind of scooting in to help support under the actual support under the middle. We'll leave some small sections, but I don't ever intend to go through the card anyway. Yeah, me getting a clean cut is just that, and in and of itself is going to be a miracle. But I get a cleaner cut if I can't say pay attention. And yeah, it takes concentration for left-handed people to use right-handed things sometimes. And I know I've had pretty much a lifetime of practice, because 90% of the scissors that you see are right-handed. Some are ambidextrous, but not many. Or at least in my experience. I don't buy scissors that often though. So quite honest, when I bought this pair because I was helping to decorate. Why does that look oblongy? I don't know. That doesn't look like it's going to fit, but we shall find out in a moment. I need to put them back because those are actually ones that Sparkle will be using in the future when she does her type of stuff. If she ever decides to do a little project. So this should run along there. And yeah, pretty much it does. Nice. So the plainest side is the plainest side that I can get. And then I can run that all the way. That's extreme. I can't. I look like it. My handwriting with my right hand looks like a 4-year-old's. Almost every child at my son's school has better handwriting than me with my offhand. But with my left hand, I get told I'm overly flamboyant with my writing. So, yeah. What I'll lose with one, I make up for with the other. I'm one of them annoying people that likes to put curls and twirls and stuff on letters, and it's not necessarily that I like it, it's more I just naturally put twirls and curls and stuff on letters as I'm writing. Yeah, stop, just hold. You move out of the way for a minute. And you. I'm going to need some space back there. I didn't think this fit through. Because what I need to be able to do is hold it in place. Things that I've got that can actually hold in place at the minute are my 1, 2, 3 blocks. So yeah, I did not fully think that one through. what am I building? It's a 3D diorama for 35 characters that is partially built on rock faces, partly built into a tree, and is a village at the same time with a waterfront. So at the moment, that's going to go onto the ground floor, so it goes up and becomes the ground for the first floor into the tree. Well, I've not yet. What was the next thing? Oh, yeah. So that is hopefully, when it's done, is going to follow this nice line here. And then it's going to raise that up to be that level. I hope. That's the plan. So now, while I've got that gluing, I need to be painting at least 5 more shells so I can finish off the shoreline. Hot glue would be quicker than the PVA, but what I don't want to happen is the hot glue to accidentally melt the foam. So I'm going to try and avoid that bit if I can. So just precautionary, just to be on the safe side, I've used PVA. I've got the slight luxury of time, so why not make use out of it so I don't fuck things up. I'm learning from my mistakes from rushing when I spray painted the foam and it hadn't set properly and it melted. Although it worked out nicely in the end, it was still a fuck up to start with. So best on the safe side, eh? Right. Painting, and I need an extra small, 2 extra small shells at least, and an extra big shell just in case. So, basing box. Another big shell. That's actually quite a big shell. That's good. Nice little shell. I can do with another nice little shell, but I don't want to use all the little shells if I can. That's a nice medium-ish size shell, that'll be. It's just to make sure I've got enough coverage to make sure I can neatly cover the shoreline. And I'm going to figure out where this is going to have to go, because there will be a pathway-ish. So I don't want to, yeah. We'll figure it out. We're clever people. We'll figure it out. If you all might do, and then tell me, hopefully. PVA will melt the foam either, and it sticks fine for this purpose. No, I don't want to use that because that can go in the airbrush. I want to use standard black. Oh, I didn't set my wet palette up. Oh, fuck. Right, well, that's a normal palette. I saw them the other day. Stack of 3 of them. Right in front of me they were. Round here as well, somewhere. Fuck knows where they've gone now. They've disappeared. Fuck. Eldar box. Oh. Other Eldar box. No. Are they in there? No, that's got fake Cheetos. That's dangerous to eat. Don't eat them fake Cheetos in the boxes, kids. I don't know why I'm saying kids. No kids can watch this. I didn't purposely put that for kids. Yeah, don't you? Are they under the Tyranid tray? No. How the no? Have I managed to lose them again? I'm not happy about this. Right. Can I set my wet palette up quick enough without doing my own editing? Never mind everybody else's. I'm not being unprepared. Well, not being prepared. If you have to use my wet palette, I have to use my wet palette, but yeah, it's not ready. So I'm going to have to make it ready. It takes so long for it sometimes. I mean, it doesn't take ages. It doesn't. That'll be dry soon. That'll be dry in time for me to glue it down next week and start working on building up towards it properly. I could even move it now to a degree to put it in, roughly put it in place, I should imagine. It's quite warm at the moment, so the water's evaporating quickly enough. And there's not a lot of it, really. If you use it in small enough doses, it dries quick enough. I mean, we're getting dry to the top of those things incredibly quick. I'm not even going in an hour yet, and it's going to take forever. Nah. The first set dried while I was just cutting out the next piece. It doesn't take that long for PVA. It does if you apply loads of this shit. If you put loads of it on, then it takes fucking forever to dry. But as long as you don't put loads on, you're fine. Right. I'm bad and black, so I can start painting some shells. Where did I put paintbrush when I need it? I'm a water pot for that matter. Where's my water pot? It's down here. Let's not have a water pot down here. Let's have a water pot over there. That makes more sense. It is a clean water pot though, which is good. Just need a dollop of black. And that's it. That's all I need. This should be everything. Painty black. I'd probably be better off painting this with something like a dry brush because of all the little nibbly bits, but never mind. I don't particularly wish to ruin a dry brush doing this, although we'll need one to do the turquoisey layer. This would have been so much easier if it was warmer. Just warmer and drier. This would have been so much easier. I could have used my airbrush. Even in here, could have opened the window next to me. Put on a mask. I mean, ideal airbrush conditions are hard to come by over here in the UK anyway, because, well, up north anyway, because it's always damp. Really is a nightmare. When you're in reasonably dryish conditions, I mean, not too dry because you don't want the airbrush to be clogging and getting really dried up, but you do want it dry enough so that it doesn't affect the paint and start adding more water and yeah. Yeah, I'm going to start wearing my glasses when I look at the chat, because sometimes if it's only one layer thick, one line deep on my screen, sometimes it overlaps to who said what, and that was weird. That because I've read something that Twisted said, and it looks like it said Ali said, and I may have just gotten confused. And I'm knowing me, I've also possibly opened my mouth and said it in the wrong way around as well. So if I have, Twisted, I'm sorry, and Ali, I'm sorry, because I know you are two completely different people and absolutely wonderful in your own ways, but you are not the other. And I know the very big distinction, so it was very wrong of me if I did get them mixed up and say anything. But my eyes were really weird then. And it did genuinely look like one Twisted at the time was done by Ali, which messed my head up. Well, then again, I am technically doing this for therapy, so if I didn't have a slightly messed up head, then I wouldn't be doing this, would I? See, that's the problem. We don't get it. No, when our temperatures drop, we still get water in the air. It is horrible. Dry would be almost bearable, a lot more bearable, I think. Even if you did have to run a humidifier and the heat, which is can be running a heater as well. At the moment, I'm all right because we have central heating in most houses in England. So at the moment, the heating's on are just gone off. So yes, we do get that maritime humidity everywhere because we're a tiny little fucking island. So yeah, everywhere's wet. Poor Ali gets it even worse than we do. She gets it straight from the Atlantic. I'll forever be grateful for you being that buffer. Because Ireland is literally the only thing between my coast and the Atlantic. So thank you very much just for the very existence of that piece of land. Otherwise, we'd get hit with all sorts of shit. But then again, I'm guessing some of Europe's like, yeah, thank goodness that little island's there. Otherwise, that'll perhaps coming over to us. Itchy. Why did it decide that painting seashells with black would be a good idea? Any ideas? Anyone? I could have looked at this moment in time. I had an idea one night. I did 2 to test it. 2's now turned into a lot more. 2's turned into 9. Although I need some more epoxy to make more of these little things. I do like them. I want to make other little ones. But the milliput, I'd have to be doing lots of them at once, I think, to really get the worth out of it. So I might try some smaller sets, like plumber's epoxy and that type of thing. Something like that. Knead it together. It's essentially that kind of stuff. But you buy them in small little pellets instead of big, long, tubey things. And this is all going to be covered, so I'm relatively safe. Oh, cool. So you get to go ice skating on the lake. Oh. See, that's one of the things from films is like, is that real? Do you get to go ice skating on lakes just because it freezes over in winter? I know there's probably danger involved, but I'm sure. Do people do it? Because I know our lakes don't freeze over enough for us to do that, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, because heat rises, so going up, you're going up above the freezing temperature. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Chemistry and physics. No, is it? Is it more chemistry than physics? I'm not sure. It's science, that's what it is. Human understanding of nature. Oh, of course. So yeah, ice skating is the. See, I don't mind ice skating, but I've not gone enough to be able to ice skate. I think I've been about 4 or 5 times, something like that. Yeah, I was just fucking stupid. Did you take a car on ice for? No, especially when there's water underneath. Oh, no. But being young and stupid, you do young and stupid things. I've crossed rivers that are frozen over, even though it doesn't freeze over enough for you to really do that shit. So, yeah, I made it across and it was okay. But yeah, I should have done it. Looking back now, I was an idiot. Even looking now, I'm an idiot. But that's a different type of idiot now. Now I just buy stupid amounts of plastic stuff and then try and get silly ideas that I can make dioramas that I've seen, like the ones that I've seen on YouTube and other various platforms. Nerd fart, I'm blaming you. I'm twisted. I'm blaming you as well because your base is basically mini dioramas. That one that you posted in the working project is just like. Even my sculpted GW belly bases are not as good as that. That sucks. That means I've got to up the base game, I suppose. But I do have to go back to my Space Marines and redo them. I also need to go back to redo my arcs as well. So maybe once the kids have gone back, and I can possibly start working on the ideas to make my tiny hobby room. I can get somewhere where I can actually set them aside to do it properly and clear up enough space so I can do other things. And when I say tiny hobby room, essentially she wants to make me Harry Potter and put me under the stairs, but still, it's better than nothing. Three more left. And still most of the big ones though. But I think I'm wearing through the actual parchment paper at that point now, so I'll have to choose somewhere else to put the black paint. So from biggest to smallest. Yeah, that's way too long. Twisted. Should I rethink that? Go on. I don't want to, but I'm joking. Oh God, I'm fucked that in here. I would have thrown a bitch fit out of that. Never mind. Okay, right, I had Sinscape round. Sinscape would have been, yeah, that would have been a fucking kettle of worms. Oh well. I'm glad I'm not. Yeah. Live your life, Sinscape, but well, that's not there anymore. Don't go looking for that anymore, by the way. I believe it is shut down and no longer in. Yeah, doesn't do. No longer available for purchasing, hiring, or. So I don't want to send you to places that don't do commission painting. Or if you are stateside, kind of twisted, does commission painting. And there is also a few others, such as Bill, who's been up here, and a few other places that do commission painting if you're over the stateside. Over here, I don't know many commission paint. I think our Graham's done a bit of commission painting, which wouldn't surprise me because he's fucking good. I mean, if you really want me to do it, then yeah, okay. But I'm a lazy mini painter, so at least I've got a record of some kind of work that I've done because the Necrons are up on my Instagram. But yeah, I'm not a commission painter. Not unless you just want, look, I need a tabletop ready army and I need it done quick. Here's your three. What colours you want? That one, that one, that one. Right, okay. Those are the contrasts I'm using. All the speed paints, and it's getting a dry brush over the top, and that's about all it's getting. I understand you took that job for charity, but you do on for the correct reason. You will do commission painting. And I'm guessing if someone said, I've got this one character custom that I want you to do, is 20 grand, will you pay it for me? I don't think you'd turn it down, really, would you? No, I fucking wouldn't. I'll explain to them how shit I am, but I wouldn't turn it down. And that should be enough black paint now to do the last two properly, because this one is the second coat. I have to use lots of Pro Acrylic to get this skinny because that's what I used to do. The other ones, I'm going to need more. Yeah, exactly. Put your own caveats in, and it's like, look, if you want me to do it, then ding, 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 ding. Yeah, the no deadline thing would be a nice one for me as well. It's like no deadline, and I'll try and do it as quickly as I can. You never know. You might get lucky. You might get a call back in like 3 days because I just hammer into it. You might get called back for months. And then I remember one day I did 3 in one day. Obviously, if it's a character and you can take enough breaks, you could get up in the morning and start and have the character done by the end of the day. Even if you were being a bit extravagant on the base as well. Yeah, that is a big part, good part. So suddenly he's not painting anymore. It's not the like therapy for me or just the chill time for others. It's not that, is it? Then once you're being paid, is now okay. I'm working to said brief. So I'm working to a brief of pain in the ass sometimes. You're not kidding. I'm working to a brief of pain in the ass all the time. I need one of my dry brushes. A little one will do. One of the little dry brushes and this one. The bright jade that I call turquoise. It is. And where's that sheet of card gone? So, something to do the brushes off. Especially as I'll be using the wet palette. Load up the brush. Take the majority of it off and test it on the skin. And you test it on the skin because the skin helps keep the moisture, but test how it's going to work. And then dry brush over to catch the ridges. And it looks wet at the minute, so try and get them nice and bright, particularly at the top where they're going to be joining the shoreline. See, this bit's nice and easy. This bitch just using the fucking dry brush. So you're not even looking properly. EB. That means it's food time. Food time. What's it tonight, dude? You want tacos, you want spaghetti, you want your burgers? Is it pizza night? Awesomely. Well, I'll look in a moment because I'm painting at the minute. I shall have a nip over in a moment to have a look because these will be done soon. And then I can put them down there. And hopefully by week 4, I should actually be starting characters. Or at least the characters that are down here. That's the plan. Oh no, I know what you might have. You might have that ridiculous bloody combination that you call biscuits and chicken. God, that's still hurting my brain. Joey's introduced me to the concept. But I think I'm just too English to understand it. I'm aware of savoury biscuits. I'm not stupid. I know. Yeah, I've had them. I call it a crust. But the idea of if you present it to me as like chicken with just like a short crust pastry type thing done on its own and shit, then that would have been alright. But it's called a biscuit. Ooh, spaghetti. Crap! I need a torch. I need a light. I've lost the fucking shell in the pit of no return. And it's black. Down there's black. And everything's fucking. I don't know, there it is. Cool. Found it. I fell into the Tyranid tray. Tyranid tray, still waiting to be done. It might very well change. EB. But to do that, I would either need to be able to make it myself, get a recipe. And I'm not that type of channel. So I won't be filming it for anybody's amusement or reaction. But I'll be willing if I got the recipe and it looked like it was what it's supposed to be, then I might give it a go. So if you want to send me the recipe, I might try it. If it says add this, that, and the other, and I can't get it, then it's like, oh, shit, I can't try it. I can't. Send me the recipe. I'll try it. Including directions whether or not the biscuits are done in a dry, hot fry pan or whether they're done in the oven or nuanced shit. Not that type of biscuits, Ali. No, we're talking savoury, not sweet. Probably bigger as well, I'm sure I'd imagine. Thinking more if you've got like a normal like pie crust and cooks it without being part of the pie. I'm thinking it's going to be that type of thing. Short crust pastry. That's what I've got in my head. So it's not like it sounds unpleasant. It's just they use the word biscuit to describe it, and that just throws my fucking head. Yeah, I can always give that a black wash tip. sort out anything that's gone in the crevices. A big ones with quite a big spaces between the actual bumps. So yeah, could be an interesting meal, especially if the biscuits are vegetarian, because I could put them with something else and the missus could try it as well. It is. We're not used to it. That is all it is. It's because we're not used to it. But I can understand it. My brain has enough understanding to understand it, but I'm just so British it hurts forcing my brain to understand it. It's a difficult one. It is. It's when you have, yeah. If you say, "Oh, I like biscuits," we'll agree quite wholeheartedly. Yeah, we like biscuits as well. Yeah, biscuits are great. Biscuits are awesome. And then we add the plus gravy. It's like, what? You put me in your tea, and it just fucks with our heads. It's why we're probably still friends with Americans, and they've not just. It's like they figured out how to fuck with our heads. They go biscuits and gravy, and we all stand up and go, "What the fuck?" And they just go, in all the trainings and shit. I usually eat packets. Yeah, I don't eat I don't eat one or two biscuits. I eat packets. You does sparkle head because especially with stuff like Jaffa cakes and stuff, because she'll open it, it'll take two, and then she'll come back and the packet's gone. Right, so put them down there somewhere nice and safe for the moment. Right, that should have. Yeah. Close enough for me to start actually looking at what it's going to be like in place. Or if it's even roughly the right size for it to go where I need it to go. And it is lucky enough. There we go. I will have to trim down the edge. I might have to trim down the edge a little bit. That doesn't surprise me, Lee. You know something that really does not surprise me, that you eat a full pack of biscuits every day. You live in the loft, so that means you live off tea and biscuits. And I know people who lived in their lofts and they lived off tea and biscuits. Because it's quick, it's convenient, and it's damn handy. Okie So now I've got a semi-base structure in place. I need to glue it. But this time I can weigh it down with the 1, 2, 3 blocks. But I also need to glue it with the 2x2 in it, which is here. So not only do we need to put glue around the base here for when I slide it in, I also need to put glue around the top here, and then so I need to put it in there first, and then put glue on all them, and then put them. Hey, lots of fun glue. Yeah, scones are sweet and savoury. Yeah. Nice savoury scone with a bit of butter. Yes, please. Not a big fan of the cheesy ones. Not a huge cheesy scone fan. But just the plain ones with a bit of butter. Just a bit of butter on it. It is nice. But you can easily fuck scones up as well and they go rock solid. So you gotta be careful. Then you end like when you rock cakes, they're not as good. You don't want rock cakes. The only reason rock cakes exist is because some fucking overcooked gone. Right, okay. Right, see, no, it doesn't sound too bad. I do like these. I do like a savoury scone. So, putting it in that perspective, yeah, I can understand. If it's big enough and fluffy enough, it's almost a dumpling, but not quite. And it's almost a crusty biscuity thing, but it's not quite. It's kind of somewhere in between. You have Bourneville fingers. Beaky, that's not fair. Did you bring enough for the whole class? Okay, let's have a look. I need to turn this around a minute so I can have another look to see whether or not it's... Okay, so let's have a look from the cliff side. Now we're going to have... Hang with my bobs along the dock. And we're going to have a dock in there. And then this level. But it's going to have... That's roughly got to go there to mark out where one of the roots is going to come and try and join up. So that's going to need that on it as well, just to try and give it height. And then I want to cut bits out where needed to add curvature. So I can, in fact, I might not even use that. I might just use these as well as other various offcuts and glue them down just so I can then carve into it and cut it and shape it. Yeah, no, Terry can fuck off. Terry loses too many oranges. I bet Terry's proper pissed. Terry loses so many oranges every year. People just nick all his oranges. Well, I'm supposed to buy all these oranges, but it's supposed to be his. So that's going to be that section. I do also need to worry about the back section over here, because this has got to go pretty high in some sections, in some cases. But I do want a character to be able to stand there. I may have to just layer up some more and just put one block at the back here and then layer up some smaller ones so I can put the base on. That's a nice 2x2 piece that I can be using for other areas up here for nice bases, and a 1 inch-ish for a single base. That's good. We're getting there. We're getting there. So now how am I going to... Which bits do I need to glue in next? Because I do know I've got to eventually build this up even higher so that this piece will stand up here and then the smaller piece will stand even higher. Roughly, I need to find out where I want my shops. Where's the pencil gone? Where's the pencil gone? Right, I know that's the bar. Right, because I'm going to be going over this bit, I'm going to draw on it. So, bar. I know I want the general store to be about there. Oh no, not the general store. The what's it called? Traveling store, which is the little one sat on the stump. That's what's going to be there. The blacksmith I want over here. I want the general store somewhere in between these two, so probably around there-ish. So there I might have to say glue on a piece of foam core so I can cut into it and not a problem, Melly. Thank you very much for coming to spend time with us all, and you have a good night. Thank you. I think Sparkles is watching. She might be watching from upstairs. She's not been feeling too well today, so she's gone to bed early. Can you blame her? Can you blame her? It's all right. If you finish holding them down now, good. So if I glue that into place there and put you there, you'll be able to hold that, and then I can put you on top to hold it. Right. Ha ha ha. So next one that's going to be glued in place is this, and it's going to be at the back corner over here. And then I'm going to think about that one. So at the moment, this side's open, but it does overlap as well, so I'm not sure how I'm going to fill that in. I might just layer up a section around here and put a small piece of, I don't know, because he's going to have to be layered up to become, so it's going to have to come out to about here and then layered up and round so I can carve it out, and then I'm going to have to cut out the section for the, yep, I am. I'm going to have lots and lots of just layering up little bits of foam to do. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. Yay. I'm sure this is the stuff you're going, lads, surely you could look, if you wanted, if we want to watch it, but surely you could record it on a time-lapse video and just do that. No, that would require editing. That is my answer, and I intend to stick to it. So, 1, 2, 3 blocks, hold that one in place against that, and then 1, 2, 3 block to hold it down. Kidoki. So now, let's remove. Detail stuff is going to take work on its own, such as like the placement of the actual shells, along with, I've got a lot more things to add down here as well. So it's not like I've just done with the water section either. I'm not completely happy with it because there's some of the lines that you can see. But as I said, there are also little things like, this is not going to open now. Oh, no, it is. There we go. Not necessarily the mushrooms, but more the little curly. Yeah, he's fucking brilliant anyway, watching glue dry. But yeah, I do have some underwater looking like things, like plants, as well as some little tiny starfish that I can glue down. And because the starfish, they're going to be yellows and oranges, they're going to be brighter colours against these the greens and the blues that are in there. They also do have little shells and actually little coral sections that I can paint up in brighter colours, like pinks, yellows, oranges. So no, it won't. It won't be. So off you go. Kettle is calling. You off you go. You cannot. You can't. You're just not allowed to. You can't ignore that call. Fuck the beacons of Gondor. The kettles are calling. So I have lots of things, but saying that, I also have lots of things to go next to the root structures and stuff. So, get out! There we go. Nice little mushrooms. So they'll look good, like in between root sections and things. And I could put other little mushrooms which are not quite as plump and more foresty, that can go a little higher up mountains and things. So I have options for tiny little embellishments, as well as there's some more like lily paddy type mushrooms that could go around the water. So there's loads of things I've got for embellishments, but you can't put embellishments on nothing, so I've got to build the base thing first. So anyway, enough chatting complete twaddle and crap. I need to start gluing bits down. So that they can be carved and cut out. Do I want to put that more like that? Would that? No. Stick with original idea, because I do want to try and keep as much of this area free as I can. I'm already going to have to build some root structure into the rock, or the rock right up to the tree face, which is why this is glued in here. And in fairness, that's probably going to go on top just to make sure that it does come right up next to it. And then from the top, I might put a bit of a cliffy build the rocks up and cliffy overhang over it. Should only take one piece of decent chunky bark, and then I can build the rocks further this way. But for now, that's nice of that. I'll think about that because it's a slightly different size. So glue, glorious glue, PVA, no matter what Lee says. I want to use that glue because it's easier, because me says I do what the fuck I want. That's the problem most of the time. It's because I fuck things up, because I've not really got a clue, but I try anyway. See? No, Ali missed a song. It wasn't a very good song. It was a really shit song. But she still missed it. Yeah, well, I'm sure she'll nip back and catch it if she feels the want or need to. This is going to be a lot of gluing of little bits. I didn't think this thing through properly. Never mind. None of my ideas are ever fucking thought through properly. I mean, some of them get more thought than others, but none of them actually get thought. See, if I'm gluing stuff to this, and I've not even glued this down. There we go. And I'm just making use of as many scrap pieces as I can to do this. If I've got a scrap piece that looks like it might fill it in, then it is going in. As long as by the end of it I can cut out and shape a smooth surface. And I don't mean smooth, there will be bumps and stuff within it, but at least have enough support underneath and enough foam there so when I cut through it, I can do desired effects. It's just going to take a lot of fucking foam to build up. Good job I have a lot of offcuts and bits that I can cut up to do it, really, isn't it? I'm going to try and build up till that's kind of level, and when that level comes in, it's going to eventually overhang it. As I said, I still need to cut out the blacksmith section for that, which means building a lot of little stuff. Oh no, I didn't think about that. I mean, building lots of little things. Oh well. Rough angle on that one. And that one can go down. Really, I should be using a lot of the wonderful or heating foam as well to do this, but for some reason I'm not. Don't ask me why. Maybe because I'm an idiot. Although that's not a bad piece to start with, and when I do that with it that way, actually. I still need a fair old chunk taken out of it. Not a bad idea. I could do it, but I'm going to need to still build it up first with bigger slices of foam. So, ruined building that didn't work out. You have lots of foam on you, and you'll be good for bulking out. I'm going to cut a few random bits off this one. Some long, some short, some that I can make and change. But just some stuff so I can start layering up and building this thing up a bit quicker, maybe without having to just pluck from random bits of black foam. There we go. Yeah, so that's now big enough to start taking that piece. Beaky probably disappeared at the right time because it's right about now that I'm using really annoying sounding and noisy stuff. So definitely chose a good time to disappear because some of the noises are not pleasant. Whether you don't like the polystyrene or the noise that the glue's making, either way. Put it this way, if I hear my kids making that noise with their drinks in restaurants and stuff, they normally get told to stop. So, yeah, it's not, I know you understand that's not a particularly nice noise overall. But I've got, it's running low. Well, it's not really low, it's just kind of half set. So it's a bit on the gloopy side, which is great for the drying process, but not so good for the getting out of the bottle process. Layering up foam so we can be good. Need an end piece over there. I'm going to do essentially one biggish thick piece and then I can start. Just so I've got a clear line where essentially that gap is. Oh, that's better than. Why is that not? That's weird. How peculiar. But never. Yeah, nice. That's probably not the best piece. Still there's some fat chunk cutting off it. But then they can get stacked on top of each other, I think. I'll put that one in half and I'll rip off. Don't understand why it's a few mil off. It's more than. It's over the half, so it's overlapping, but it's a little tiny bit off. I don't understand why. My measurements on different things must have been off somewhere, maybe because I've started using the foam core, black foam core, and then changed to the underfloor heating foam stuff. Really, I could do with making sure it's all overlapping at the far end, so I can just get it all off. Beggars can't be choosers at this point, so I'm just going to try flattening some of this kind of greeny stuff just to hopefully level it out once it gets glued down onto there. But if not, I'm just going to slap a 1, 2, 3 block on top and let them all set for a minute if it's not level, and hopefully it'll push it out. See, there you go, it's not quite level, so slap that on there with the majority of the weight, hopefully pressing down on that. So that's hopefully when it's going to be finished off, and I'll probably smooth it in with filler. Actually thinking about its shape at the moment, I'll probably get its base shape cut out the area that I want for chop, and then because it's going to have to be come across to meet this entrance anyway, which is going to be general store. Which means there's going to be a person stood right behind Sparkles. I know really I want that person to be stood over here, but then that's why I want them raised up. This is going to be difficult. So I might have to rethink my planning of where people are actually going to be stood. So this might actually get to come and run to put a half level in for people to stand on, to raise them up a little bit above Sparkles and Oak, who are obviously, whereas these are actually a little bit lower, so I may have to put half levels in, which that's going to be fun because I didn't plan it. We'll find out. But let's let glue dry at the minute and see where I'm up to with stuff. Right, I need to worry about the dock because I've got nothing to hold the dock up with. So I need to find something to attach so I can hold up the dock. Ah, crap. Didn't think about that. I suppose I could just use like kebabi skewer stuff. I'll just find a couple of thinnish, normal dry sticks. I mean, I can't find dry sticks and wet, but I do have, even though it's curved, I can still put it coming out of the water and tack glue. Now, really, I'd want something running underneath, wouldn't I? As well as something to look like it's been roped on, so some thin string or some cotton, or I'll have to think about. See, it's not too, as long as it's going in, I can just push it straight into, just sharpen one end and just push it into the foam, and then can try and fill it in afterwards and do a little few little touch ups. So still I do touch ups around the bases, as you can see here. These areas that aren't the right colour, where the paint's not got in. So once I take it, if I take these out, you can see the foam still. That needs to be painted in. So that needs to be done along with, and then obviously I've got the painted bases for the characters, which I do need to paint them up. There's only 3 water characters, and ideally they're not going to be using any of those colours in them. Water characters, and I can't use blues and greens and turquoises. That's a fun little task as well. One of them's little, so I want it to be quite glowy and almost sparkly, but that's going to be on that base. But these 2 larger models, I'm not sure what colours to do them at the moment. I've not even done stat sheets for them. I've done stat sheets for Sparkles and Oak. Maybe I should paint them first. But no, their area is not ready. I need to do this section if I'm going to do them, which will require me to peel a lot of this off. In fact, I might actually start doing that now, because this card I don't want to actually be here, and I don't want to accidentally pull it off and ruin stuff that I've glued down. So we can peel it off now before I actually have to texture it. That'll be good. But only the bits that I want to texture, so come on, hurry up. Stop being a pain. I hate trying to remove the paper from this stuff. I really do. Sometimes it just comes off ridiculously easy. So I've got a rough idea where the bar is when I peel the paper off. I don't necessarily have to remove that paper, and it might be beneficial for me to actually keep it because of gluing purposes. So we'll score through that. But I do need to remove this paper at the beginning, at the front ground layer. I can do that all coming off in one nice neat, and it just is not. You've got lots of stuff that will dissolve the foam behind the paper, but there's nothing that will get rid of the paper off the foam. Not effectively and without some dangers of the foam anyway. Luckily I do need to texture this, so try and get it as smooth as possible so that the bases don't protrude. But that being said, sometimes the paper's just obnoxious. Right, come on. Oh, I hear people downstairs with me. Beaky, this is a long brew you're making, mate. It's never going to get here at this, right? Good job, I've still got some coal from left there. No, I'm not sure if that is Sparkles or my eldest that has come down. It's certainly not my youngest. He should be well away right now. I just know the noises coming from the kitchen. Ah, you are back. Ah, welcome back, mate. Welcome back. Did you manage to get everything done for you and your girl while you were there making your brew? Ah, it's Sparkles. She's come down for a little moment. At least to give me a smile, which is nice. Although now she's gone back up to bed. I'm not sure if she's watched me from our laptop, so I'll be on best behaviour because she's not feeling well, just in case she isn't, but she decides to listen to it back and then at least look, I was good to behave himself. And she can go, I heard your language. That was not nice language. So yeah, boy, it's better for me than nothing else. Could have been far worse. Could have said shit I don't believe. Just because he's helped me. Just no real point in doing that. It's fucking knobhead. But I could. I need the longer blade. Oh, is this one actually shorter? Oh, fuck. That's not good. Kind of coming at this level and get it. See, people with nails are probably looking at me going, why are you struggling? I bite my nails. I don't have nails. It's not as easy for me to do it like this, to do it like that. So, there's the answer to that question. In case anyone's thinking, like, just use your nails. I don't have nails. I mean, I have nails. I just don't have protruding nails. Why is taking paper off taking so fucking long? This is not right, people. This is not right. Something is wrong with the universe. I don't want to be cutting too far into the foam, especially when I'm coming close to areas that I've marked out and already planned. Especially like round sparkles and oak, for instance. Because the dock has pretty much already been lined up and cut out ready for just to go, right, put it in. Give it post, glue it in, it is done. Well, once it's done, it's not quite done yet. But still, the paper being an ass. Ah, my eyes went off funny. That is not a good thing to do when you're trying to do this. It's like I couldn't even actually see. I couldn't see then. I'm trying to flick this underneath there, and I had my eyes have gone. It was not good. Oh well. I can see now, so I should be okay. See now I know I'm cutting too far in there. I could feel it. Rip along that. It does not look like I've done much, but so far all this section around here is. Oh, wait a sec. That bit. Okay, yeah. Pretty much all this section is paper free now. Which is good. That is what we want. I've not spoken for fucking ages ever. I am so sorry. I just got totally engrossed in there and like way within my own thoughts. That was just wow. I wasn't even paying attention to what I was doing with my hands. Was I safe? Was I being? Did it look like I was chopping my hands off at any moment? I hope not, because I know not got a fucking clue what I was doing. My head had just wandered off there. Complete la la land. Just woo. I was in the cartoons when they showed two fucking squirrels on a fucking seesaw and shit. Well beyond that. No cuts on my hand. I must have been alright. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, everybody. Yeah, I just went really. My dad do go to therapy for a reason, so I try not to show it on the screen as much as possible. But this one where I lock up, I just got lost in my own thoughts for a moment. It's not a place I like getting lost sometimes. My head's a dick. Technically makes me a dickhead, I know, but I could do with a better version of this to do this with. Oh, one base to go back in there. Okay, where's the two bases missing? Let's get under that bit so I can get. I can't remember if it sparkles or I don't find on which side now. I've forgotten. Well, I suppose it's kind of they're going to be interchangeable, aren't they? Yeah, it can be quite zen sometimes, but yeah, my thought process was not in a zen place. My thought process was more in a go grab the claw hammer type place. The joy of growing up in a council estate. Some things just never leave you. So, back to therapy. Hence the. I want to be able to concentrate on this so my head doesn't go to these to some silly places sometimes. So yeah, let's put those bases back in now. So I've got nice places. Let's hope some of this paper is going to come off now. I mean, I've made a complete mess of it. There's paper all over it. Look at it. But my desk being a mess is not a particular new thing. I've also got to try and keep most of it level because I've still got people to place on here. Well, I've pulled that piece of paper off about 4 fucking times. How is there still more paper coming off it? This has got to be the last time that you've got any paper on you down here. Yeah, so it's just not coming off here. I'm going to have to. I'm probably better right now. I don't want glass scrapers that keep a flat blade. That will probably work a little bit easier right now. Just puts a Stanley knife blade, but flat. Okay, I can just don't have one though. I'm not quite wishing about it. All this work on ground level. I do even bloody more on that because I want to remove the card and then kind of put wood ring, like tree rings, around the inside. Painting them onto the bases is got to be an ass. I'll tell you that for now. At least with some of these, it's just a case of either thin sand that I can paint yellow and brown to, if it's still on the path, or darker brown with some of the smaller rubble or forest coverings and the little wood chips that Ali got me for some of them. They're going to be nice and easy. But unless I can somehow effectively cut off a very, very thin, like 1 millimeter thick layer of foam from somewhere to go on top of the bases, I'm not going to really be able to etch stuff into the base. So I'm going to figure out a way to do the rings. Might have to just be paintwork and see if I'm good enough to fool eye with paint. Most of it's done, I think. In certain places, the odd bit of paper being left back here isn't necessarily a bad thing because most of the sand and dirt is going to be there, and this will be covered in dirt. I just don't want it completely flat. I like it to take a rock texture, and by that I mean when I get a rock and press it into it, just to add a little bumps and etc. I'd like it to take some. But as the shop areas, it's not too bad having some well-worn and well-trodden sections that are actually quite flat and smooth. Just can't have it straight. I need it to rip. So now it's straight, it's got to go. No straight edges. Right, okay, that gives me a nice flat area there, which is the general store, and a little bit more of a flat area for travelling wanderer. And then nice texturized bits that I can texture. If I can remember when I've put my son's rock collection, and hopefully I can fill that in with something. I might even put the base there just to. Right, my son's got a rock collection, and well, I think my son's got a rock collection. My son gets the rocks and hands them to me, but they don't always work out, and I can't remember where they all are. So I'm just going to go over it with a. So this is a knobbly bit of wood. Just to add that layer of beaten up. It's not, but as I said, I still want it to work around here. And I don't know what the majority of my floor section is going to be. I know what I'm building up and where I'm building up to, and bits that I've got to cover with other things. This is quite energetic, this. I wish I didn't do shoulders day yesterday. This is. What yesterday? Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday was Wednesday. So yes, after I did this stream Wednesday, I did a few other things. I also went to the gym last night as well. So I did shoulders last night. My shoulders first, and now I'm doing this. Sounds like I'm clever. And really, I should have done it down here as well, but I think I might be a bit late for that, especially on this section. Well, this bit's not too bad because it was kind of cut through foam, but that's got all the lines on it and stuff, so I'm not happy about that. I might end up getting thin bits of foam and just gluing them back down and painting them over again, just to get rid of the lines. And that will be somebody's tablet falling off the bed. I told you, the youngest is in bed right now. In regards to travelling, we are still in talks about where we're going for our honeymoon, which is probably going to be the biggest and most time we'll get a chance to go on a trip somewhere. So if I do come to the US, I honestly don't know where I'd go. Because with it being our honeymoon, we wouldn't necessarily want to just go. We want it to be relaxing and nice, and there's certain things that you would want for it. But in the US, there are only certain things that interest me, and to be quite honest, the majority of them are not the touristy things. So it would be stuff like going to see You Twisted, going to see EB, going to see Dan, going to see Joey, going to see Angie. It would be doing stuff like that that would interest me more, but it wouldn't just be on me on the trip. It would be Sparkles as well. And it would, as I said, it would be our honeymoon. So as tempting as that offer is, I don't think we'll be taking it up, although we have pretty much ruled out the US for the honeymoon at the moment. That's mainly because we haven't decided when we're going. And well, we don't want to go at the very wrong time of the year now, do we? Okay. So that is all textured and ready to go in. Agates, arrowheads, garnets. So it would tempted. Twisted, you're running ideas that you don't understand through my head. So I'm going to have to talk to you about them at a different time when I can think about actually talking to you about them. But yeah, I'll be thinking to talking to you about some things maybe. Right. How's these going? This is getting there. So I need to build that up a bit more and then I can start hopefully making it, and then just fill up this bit. I'm thinking something like air clay or some kind of modeling compound might be the better way to do it, and then I can kind of sculpt it. I'm not sure. I do need to be able to cut straight down into that to make a section for the blacksmith to stand. Right. At least partially right about some of the things, which I'm kind of reluctant to say, but yeah. I don't like admitting scousers are right. It's something just naturally built in there. Right, so just to help scuff these boards up and make them look more worn. Just gonna run a saw blade down it. To add scratches and other things. Don't forget, there's a lot of animals that are. There's all animals that are doing this, not so much humans. So, claws, hooves. This duck took a bit of a beating. So I want to make sure there's at least some deep grooves and plenty of scratches and divots. I want some character on this on the end of the dock. Wait a minute, which end's the right end? Yeah, that end. So yeah, I want more wear and tear at that end of the dock. But still, scrapings and scratches. Across all the panels at random, just to stop it being the nice, smooth lollipop sticks that it was. So that's not as smooth, and neither is the land is going up to. Awesome. I've done more than I was expecting to do. So I was only really expecting to do that and then maybe glue that down. And that really be about it. I've done a lot more than I thought I was going to. So, traveling salesman going there. We know that's the bar, so I need to build a bar kind of for it, but give enough room so we can maneuver the guy out afterwards. In fact, just to try and give a demonstration. Are you the same size bases? Oh no, you're slightly bigger bases. They're 25 mil and they're 28 mil. Actually, no. Are you 25 mil? You are 25 mil. Cool. Can you get that out of there? Get out. There we go. So yeah, build a bar into there so that you can still like maneuver him around it and get him out. Yep. Well, and all the villages are all animals as well, so it makes sense that there's got to be scratches and stuff. See, I can, I'm, I'm not as daft as I look, believe it or not. Most people don't, but I'm hoping you believe that I'm not. You all believe that I'm not as daft as I look, because you're thinking nobody can be that daft. Because you can look at it. I do have a lot of work to do. A lot of work. I've got signs to make. Yeah, I've got to make a sign for the bar. I've got to think of a name for the bar. Then I've got this decision to make. Do I put a sign for sparkles on up here, or do I put it down here? And that's going to be in a whole different kettle of fish. So, right, I'm quite happy with what I've done so far, and I'm still waiting for this glue to fully set. I'm going to put another 1, 2, 3 block back on it just to make sure it helps. In fact, I might put both of them back on just to make sure it extra helps. So I need to fill out that section and then try and figure out how I'm going to. I think I will make it all rocks down this side, so it's all this is going to be the rock section. And then at a halfway point, I'll put the traveling merchant, but on the floor, I'll put the general merchant. So he might have a slight canopy above that section, make him stand out a bit more. He is the general store for the villager, whereas this one comes and goes. And the blacksmith, as I said, will be over there. Thank you very much, Twisted. It's slowly taking shape. As if I bring it down there, you can kind of see what I'm aiming for. And as I said, the next floor will be up here, and then that'll be residential. So there'll be trellises and something to give people canopy. There's still bits to put along here to flesh this out and make this a lot. What's the word I'm looking for? Give it more character. So it might just be simple as square blocks coming out, like joists coming out from within there, just to pretend that it's. But and then when I come up here, it might be cocktail sticks coming in and then looping. If I can get the PVA and the toilet tissue to kind of go right, I might do that type of effect, and then on top, I think I'm going to try and go for a straw. So eventually, as I said, I'm intending this to be a year-long project. Once I get the bottom layer done, I'm not going to touch this section or anything higher until a certain degree of the rocks either, until I've got the characters painted as well. So bottom layer, characters for the bottom layers, middle layers, characters for the middle layers, and working my way up and doing the characters as well as I go. So this is going to be a fun long trip. Now it's starting to come together. I'm starting to enjoy it, and my vision's starting to take shape to a degree. Not quite the way I originally envisioned it, but you have to kind of change things on the fly as you come across problems. But I'm relatively good with that. As I said, we've still got another 1, 2, 3, about another 4 bases to cut out, for maybe 5 for the ground level. So at least another 2 over here for the little dragon that goes with who's going to be the blacksmith, the shop owner, obviously. A couple of customers or patrons for shop owners or the bar, as well as the bar owner and his 2 shark bouncers, and then the 3 water creatures as well. So it's coming along quite nicely. Thank you everybody for coming in and spending time with me. Buzzard, Twisted, Ali, EB. I can't remember who else. I thought is about my limit on remembering people. Lee, thank you very much, Lee. I knew there was somebody I forgot. When there's just one at the back here. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming to join me tonight. It does mean a lot to me. I know I don't really meet off. those of you who spoke to me, I'm a bit odd, but it is appreciated that you all come to spend your time with me. So thank you very much. And yeah, I shall see you on Monday. Drive safe, everybody, and enjoy your weekend. Oh, no, I've lost my mouse. Not quite going yet. I've lost my mouse on the screen. It's not going to do it. So yeah, drive safe, everyone. Thank you very much.